This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Police say speeding led to a fatal accident on the east side. We'll tell you what they're doing now to keep you safe. White bicycles placed at memorials across Indiana. I'm Stephanie Wade, tracking down who's placing them and what they signify.
A cold front is swinging through central Indiana. Find out what sticks around after the rain ends.
A disciplinary hearing happening now could put Attorney General Curtis Hill's law license in jeopardy. One lawmaker recounts an accusation that Hill touched her inappropriately.
People live here. People have families. We want to be able to play outside.
First at 6, worried for their safety. People living in one East Side community say speeding is an ongoing issue and it keeps getting worse. Police say speed played a role in a fatal crash on Arlington Avenue overnight. Now neighbors want something to be done about it. Working for you, RTV6's Megan Sanctorum spoke with the residents and asked police how they'll be keeping you safe.
It's a stretch of road some say seems more like a racetrack than street.
The speed limit is 35, and I'm sure people go 45, 50.
Neighbors tell us speeding on Arlington Avenue is out of control. And now police say speeding has contributed to this fatal crash. It happened around 3 a.m. just south of 10th Street.
It kept me up. I didn't get back to sleep last night.
Katie Butler lives off Arlington Avenue and says people drive so fast in this area, it's impacted where she goes on walks and where she lets her kids play.
I'm not the only mom on this street. There's several families I know with preschool-aged kids, and you don't ever see them playing out in the front yard.
Neighbors say they regularly see people driving 20 to 30 miles an hour over the speed limit and using the middle turn lane to pass other drivers.
Well, it's pretty much a daily occurrence. Yesterday, I saw somebody pass on the right where it doesn't look like there's space to do it.
James Wilbur also lives on Arlington Avenue and says sometimes he's nervous to even cross the street.
If you have time to cross, if cars are going the speed limit and the lanes are supposed to be in, but you can't always see somebody who's passing.
IMPD says officers working that neighborhood will watch for people speeding in the area. In the meantime, this mother has a plea for drivers.
Just be aware of where you are. People live here. People have families. We want to be able to play outside and not have to worry about people driving too fast.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
Megan, thank you. And police tell us they need your help keeping the roads safe. We have a link available to you right now in this story on the IndyChannel.com. There you will be able to report any speeding or traffic issues you have noticed. And if you have concerns about anything that you feel impacts your safety or the safety of your neighbors, reach out to the only station that is working for you. Send us an email at workingforyou@rtv6.com. Well, it was a rare rainy day here in central Indiana, bringing some much needed relief for our ground, Kevin.
Rain, how about that? We haven't seen a lot of it. And in many spots, we had more rain today than all of September. So that's saying something. The rain will end early tonight. The wind's going nowhere, so get used to that. Not just tonight, tomorrow, even through Wednesday, we'll have gusts to 30 miles per hour. Temperatures, they're headed back into the 40s overnight tonight. Big picture, not as colorful as this morning. If you were watching Todd on Good Morning Indiana, lots of rain with some thunderstorms. This just good old-fashioned downpours in a few spots to the northeast side of Marion County toward the fairgrounds, then up to Castleton and the Lawrence area. Fishers and Geist, you'll have nice little rain here briefly. Then from just east of Cicero and Morse Reservoir to near Alexandria, Elwood, and Marion, that line will continue to the north and east. Shows you some breaks in the cloud cover already as you get out over Putnam County. That's the view from Greencastle. The wind is strong out of the southwest, steady at 15 to 20, gusting to almost 30 miles per hour. Temperatures will slowly begin to change as the clouds break up and the rain ends. Once we start to dry out, we can cool off. Look at how quickly then our rain chances diminish tonight. We'll focus on the changes for your Tuesday coming up.
White bikes like this one here are popping up across Indiana, and a viewer reached out to us wanting to know more about the bikes and what they mean. Working for you, RTV6's Stephanie Wade found the people behind a powerful project focused on remembering lives lost.
Well, actually, my granddaughter noticed it.
White bicycles popping up at memorials across Indiana.
I think it's very neat, especially it's a reminder. It's not like flowers that are going to die.
Memorials
for people killed while cycling. The white bikes left anonymously by perfect strangers.
I was in shock. It's like, it's got to be some good Samaritan.
They're called ghost bikes.
I've never heard of ghost bikes before. Never, ever heard of them.
This one was placed in Greenfield, where Roger Wellenreiter was killed. This in Fishers, where Robert Lackey died. And the most recent placed just 6 days ago on the west side of Indianapolis.
He went to ride his bike to go and see his dad, and that's when he was hit.
19-year-old Andrew Talbot spent 10 days in the hospital fighting for his life before he died. He was hit by a car while riding his bicycle here on Plainfield Avenue and left for dead.
They didn't care to stop.
Andrew was dating Holly Schmidt's daughter and lived with them for the past 2 years.
I loved him like I love my kids. So it hurts.
Holly noticed the bike last week, but couldn't figure out who put it there.
None of us knew where it came from. It just appeared.
Well, we spent today tracking that person, or people rather, down.
We have known none that replaced a bike before.
Haven't known any of them.
Sheldon and Martha Hall volunteer for Indiana's Ghost Bike Project. They placed this bike and about a dozen others across the state over the past 3 years. The bikes donated by local bike shops.
Generally, they're bikes that are beyond repair, and then we bring them home and Sheldon starts stripping them down, all the moving components.
Martha's the painter.
Family and friends eternally grateful. The ghost bikes where loved ones once rode, a reminder for motorists to pay attention behind the wheel.
Thank you. I appreciate it. His family appreciates it.
Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Thank you, Stephanie. And we will attach contact info at the bottom of the story on our website at theindychannel.com if you would like to get involved with the Ghost Bike Project. It's day one of the Indiana Supreme Court's disciplinary commission hearing for Attorney General Curtis Hill. The hearing is to determine if Hill faces any legal discipline over accusations that he touched 4 women inappropriately on the night of March 15th, 2018 at a party in a bar after the legislature adjourned. Now, the Indiana Supreme Court will decide whether to impose a penalty ranging from a reprimand to removal of Hill's law license. He needs that license to be an attorney general. And the first witness, Democratic Representative Mara Candelaria Reardon from Munster. In her testimony, she said she exchanged pleasantries with Hill at the party at AJ's Lounge. Now, she said he leaned in as if he couldn't hear her and put his hand on her back, slid it down her back, then grabbed her buttocks. Reardon said Hill appeared to be intoxicated based on how he smelled and his glassy eyes. Defense attorney Jim Voiles asked Reardon to describe the dress she wore that night. For more in-depth details about the case in today's testimony, go to the RTV6 app or theindychannel.com and click on this story. This hearing is expected to last all week. Democracy 2019 coverage. You have the chance to hear directly from the candidates for mayor in Indianapolis tonight. Democratic Mayor Joe Hogsett will go up against Republican challenger Jim Merritt. Tonight's debate will focus on issues impacting African Americans. It starts at 6:30 at Arsenal Technical High School and is sponsored by the African American Coalition of Indianapolis. Early voting is already underway. A criminal investigation is underway after state auditors make a big discovery at a Hancock County school district. 3 administrators were overpaid more than $650,000 in taxpayer money. Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kenny is digging through a newly released audit and joins us now with the action now underway.
The State Board of Accounts just released this 15-page audit. Flip to the back and you'll find this shocking number, $650,000. That's how much auditors say 3 former Greenfield school administrators were overpaid. The audit focused on former business manager Anthony Zerwell, as well as former associate superintendent Ann Vale and former HR director Christina Hilton. Auditors found they were overpaid health insurance benefits and their insurance premiums were under-withheld over a 9-year period. The State Board of Accounts is asking them to repay the $650,000 they were overpaid. They're also asking the former administrators to repay $33,000 in special investigation costs. None of the administrators are still with the district. The current superintendent, Dr. Harold Olin, told us, "We are committed to being efficient stewards of our community's tax dollars and doing whatever is necessary to ensure this won't happen again." As a result of both our internal inquiry and the State Board of Accounts investigations, we promptly strengthened our internal controls and administrative contract procedures. The Hancock County prosecutor tells me they are working with Indiana State Police, and it is very much an active investigation. Kara Kenny, RTV6.
Thank you, Kara. And we reached out to the former administrators. An attorney for Hilton declined to comment, and we were unable to reach Zerwell or Vail's attorney. Victor's contractor now faces new charges for allegedly stealing a homeowner's credit card and racking up hundreds of dollars in charges. An arrest warrant has been issued for Christopher Salvo for theft. Court records show Salvo took a homeowner's credit card while doing odd jobs and later used it to spend more than $250 at a Noblesville CVS. Hamilton County Sheriff's deputies say surveillance video from the CVS appeared to be Salvo. RTV6 has been unable to reach Salvo for comment. We told you back in September that Salvo is facing home improvement fraud charges in a separate case. State health officials say everyone should get their flu shot by the end of the month. The opportunity you have tomorrow to get a low-cost vaccine. Plus, a woman in a dire situation happens to look at a flyer and everything changed. The program you need to know about that's giving many a new beginning. And the Colts are back in first place in the AFC South Division. They keep finding ways to win, and it's been a little different every time. Coming up in our Sports Extra Spotlight, we look at the new formula for Indy.
And we'll have a new recipe in the weather office, too, for your Tuesday, August 26th. That's the last time we had this much rain in a day, and we're not quite done yet. From the north side of Indy all the way up toward Marion and Fort Wayne, this is the actual cold front generating rain. We'll talk about when that leaves and what arrives coming up.
From Tucson, visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Welcome back. RTV6 is delivering on a promise to shine a light on the resources and services in our communities that help lead Hoosiers to a better life through working. Tonight, we are focusing our cameras on a woman who felt like things were hopeless until she set her eyes on a flyer leading her to a free program at the Indianapolis Urban League. As RTV6's Mark Mullen shows you, now she's making money and making strides.
PR contractor, this is Amanda.
Life for Amanda Endicott is looking up.
So I have a full-time job. I'm not in a transitional house anymore. I have my own place. I have a driver's license. I have a brand new car.
That's not how things were 15 months ago.
No income, no job, no home, no life really to speak of at 40 years old. Yeah, so yeah, it was pretty bad. I was living in a transitional house. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a driver's license. I was kind of desperate, honestly.
Addiction and a criminal record led to the transitional house, where Amanda eventually laid her eyes on a flyer.
So the first thing it said on there was, do you need help finding a job? Do you need help with transportation? Do you need help building a resume? And it's all these things, like if I was to make a list for myself of things I needed to achieve or goals I needed to obtain to kind of project my life forward, it was kind of literally just a checklist.
With nothing to lose, the flyer moved Amanda to check out the New Beginnings program at the Indianapolis Urban League.
The New Beginnings program is a 2-week program, work readiness program, that prepares the job seeker for retaining as well as securing employment.
They focused on resume building, working on finding out what your transferable skills are, learning how to do an interview process. They helped out with getting people clothing for interviewing.
Amanda is one of roughly 2,000 people who have been taking New Beginnings classes here at the Indianapolis Urban League in a program that's been around since 2014.
You're going to email it to yourself. Once you get in here.
Roughly 80 to 100 people sign up for the program each month. A free resource and service to help people get from wherever they are in life to where they want to be.
Many of our program participants have multiple barriers to employment. That could be maybe they have convictions, maybe they're homeless, maybe they're struggling with an addiction of some sort.
Typically, participants find a job during the second week of the New Beginnings program when they go through speed interview sessions.
I talk about the Urban League to anyone who will listen.
For Amanda, who was promoted to full-time customer service and sales rep for a contractor, she's now giving back to lift up others thanks to the New Beginnings program.
I have some girls in my life that I mentor now, and I send them all over there. Like I I can't sing their praises enough, what they've done to help change my life.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Mark Mullins, RTV6.
Thank you, Mark. And the next New Beginnings information session is on November 7th at 11 o'clock in the morning at the Urban League offices on Indiana Avenue. The free classes start again on November 12th. It runs from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for 2 weeks with free lunch served daily. For more info, we have put a link and a phone number in this story at hiringhoosiers.com. If you need a flu shot, you will have an opportunity to get one tomorrow at a lower cost. The Marion County Public Health Department is offering low-cost flu vaccines at special walk-in clinics this month. The CDC recommends the flu vaccine for everyone 6 months and older. Shots are $20 for people ages 2 and older and free for kids under 2. Tomorrow's clinic is at Southport United Methodist Church from 9 a.m. until noon. These clinics are in addition to the flu shots available through the health department's district health office. Now, the CDC says you should get your flu shot by the end of October.
Why so windy? Blame this. Red L sitting up near Minneapolis, St. Paul. Deep low pressure. Think of it as kind of a hole in the atmosphere. The deeper the hole, faster the air rushes in to fill it. That's why we've had our 30-mile-per-hour gusts. Other changes because of this cold front. That sparked the showers and thunderstorms we had this morning and the afternoon rain. Just want to show you the big picture. This is a good-looking, classic comma-shaped storm system. The area of low pressure here. This is the cool pool of air on the backside. We've had the warm, moist flow up to this point during the day. Maybe had some thunderstorms, especially south and east of Indy this morning, but we've all had beneficial rain. Right now, notice what's not happening in the western portion of the state. Drying out, still have rain, especially north and east of the metro area, confined from, spots around Carmel, Fishers to Geist Reservoir, then northeast, cutting through Elwood, Alexandria, up toward Marion in Grant County. This will continue to move to the east with the individual cells racing along to the northeast. 0.6 of an inch of rain so far in Indy today, and that's going to about do it. I think most of the showers about over, at least from Indy to the west. Temperature 64 in Richmond, 66 in Terre Haute. Because of the cloud cover that's been fairly steady and the rain. Once the temperature and the dew point are the same, the air's saturated, you don't change the temperature too much, but that will change as we start to dry out. 7 to 9, there's the rain probability pushing into the eastern portion of the state. We'll see things clear briefly back behind that area of showers. We'll have clear skies, but only for a little bit. The wind will stay strong tonight, really through Wednesday night. There's your wind out of the southwest. That will gust to 30 miles per hour. So we're going to shake some leaves from the trees, no doubt about that. Those 30-mile-per-hour gusts again during the day tomorrow. As we plan out your day, 52 at noon. Afternoon temperatures, they'll warm close to 60 degrees. That's a positive spin. Most areas are going to fall short in the upper 50s. Temperatures in the 60s, as you can see, Wednesday and Thursday. We bounce back nicely. That's about average for this time of year. And your 7-day planner over the next 7 days, temperatures that are in the 60s for a couple of days will fall off again back into the 50s by the time we get to Friday and Saturday. Well, they're counting cash in the sports office. Here's why.
They are indeed, Kevin. Thanks. Didn't quite go down at the 11th hour, but close enough. This afternoon, the Pacers, Domas Sabonis, agreeing to a new 4-year deal, can make up to $80 million with incentives. That's almost an exact contract. Miles Turner is starting this season. Domas averaged 14 points and 9 boards off the bench last season. He'll be a starter alongside Miles this season. He could have become a restricted free agent if the deal was not done today. Well, good evening to you. A big deal for the Colts these days, the fact this team, 7 weeks into the season, back on top of the AFC South. And maybe, just maybe, it's a season that's starting to look pretty special. Brad Brown with the Sports Extra Spotlight.
Whenever you win, you always want to say we know it's a team win, but like this, the only word I could come up with was this was the consummate team win.
The formula looked very different on Sunday. The Colts' passing game took center stage, and Jacoby Brissett used his full arsenal of options to take down the Texans.
There's a lot of talent on this team, and our coaches put us in the best position to succeed. So at the end of the day, it starts from the top, and we have amazing coaches.
Zach Pascal's best receiving game of the season gave the offense yet another wrinkle. Eric Ebron's game will likely be remembered for his circus-like grab for a touchdown, but the tight end came into the game ready for more.
We're going to run the football, but we're going to win this game because of our playmakers. And, you know, it's Frank, man. When Frank talk, we listen. So, really, you just try to believe in everything Frank tells you, you know. And I had to tell Frank, hey, bro, I need that ball about right now.
The defense continues to impress, and it's not just one guy. It seems like every Sunday, someone else is stepping up to make the big plays.
Just being in that position, be able to make the play for the defense, you know. Like I said, watching the defense for 3 weeks, you know, not being out there to help the boys out, so we finally come back to be able to help them get a victory. You know, it feels good.
Guys made plays when we need it as a whole. So whether it was offense, defense, or special teams, somebody made a play. So we played great. We played great as a unit. We just need to continue to build.
They made a lot of plays. We knew they were going to. You know, it's a team that we're going to see again, maybe twice again. So, I mean, they're a heck of a team. They played well. We just got to continue to improve and get better.
First place, momentum, confidence, elements that could add up to big things in the second half of the season.
Tell you what, one of the many stats to consider. How about the best record over the last 16 regular season games? Colts are tied with Saints and Patriots. The best, 13-3. Wow. Hey, finally, Purdue freshman David Bell continues to tear it up in the Big Ten Saturday at Iowa. Former Warren Central star had 13 catches, a school record, 197 yards and a touchdown. Today, named the Big Ten's Freshman of the Week. And tomorrow, join us for an exclusive look. Bell's biggest fan, our Sports Extra Spotlight tomorrow night. The News at 6 continues after this.
Speed up to 400 megabits per second, or even faster, up to 1 gig.
Can't complain about rain. There haven't been many of these days. We'll watch the rain for the next hour or so move northeast from Marion toward Hartford City, Anderson, and Muncie, and then leave the scene.
Ooh.
A little color down in Brown County, yeah.
Definitely looking like fall over there.
Ooh and ah.
Definitely. All right, well, thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. Join us again for the news at 7. We'll leave you with this shot outside.